I give up. I tried to buy the S&P 500, but there are too many codes. VFV, VOO, SPY. It feels like a secret language.
Yep. Welcome to Alphabet Soup. It happens to everyone at the beginning.
Please just tell me which one to buy. They all track the same companies, right? Apple, Amazon, Microsoft.
Yes, same big US companies, same general goal, very similar performance. But choosing the wrong one can quietly cost you money through currency conversion, fees, and invisible taxes.
Okay, keep it simple. No math unless I need it.
Deal. By the end, you'll know exactly which letters to type and when. Quick note, we're just sharing our research. We're not financial advisors, so this isn't personal advice. All right, let's dive in. Before we talk about fees and taxes, let's look at the actual data. I pulled these directly from Vanguard's official website today.
Okay, so this is VFV.
Exactly. VFV is the Canadian version. Look at the market price. Right now, one share costs $166.88 in Canadian dollars.
166 Canadian dollars. I can definitely afford that.
Now let's look at VOO. VOO is the American version. To buy one share today, it costs $629.53. But remember, that is in US dollars.
Wait, 629 US dollars? That's over 850 Canadian dollars for just one single share.
Exactly. So, right out of the gate, VFV is much more accessible for a beginner trying to invest a small amount from every paycheck. Now, let's talk about the fees. In the investing world, this is called the MER, Management Expense Ratio. Think of it like a tiny slice of the pie the fund manager takes every year for doing all the work.
Who takes the smaller slice?
If we look back at the real data, VOO, the US one, takes a tiny crumb. Its expense ratio is 0.03%. VFV, the Canadian one, takes a slightly bigger bite. Its MER is 0.09%.
So VOO is cheaper. I should buy VOO to save money.
Wait, you're forgetting the currency trap. Yes, VOO has a smaller fee, but to buy it, you need US dollars. If you use your Canadian bank to buy it, they charge you a conversion fee, usually around 1.5%.
1.5%? That's huge compared to 0.03%.
Let's look at the math on a $1,000 investment. Option A, VFV, Canadian. You pay $0 to buy it. You pay about 90 cents a year in MER fees. Option B, VOO, American. You save 60 cents on fees, but you pay $15 instantly to the bank just to swap your Canadian money to US money.
So I'm spending $15 today to save 60 cents a year? It would take me 25 years just to break even.
Exactly. For a beginner, the currency trap costs you way more than the MER difference. So even though VFV's 0.09% fee looks more expensive on paper, it is actually cheaper for your wallet because you skip the currency fee.
Okay, so VFB is cheaper and easier to buy. But what about taxes? Someone told me if I hold BOO in my TFSA, I save 15% on taxes.
This is the biggest misunderstanding for Canadian beginners. First, let's look at what is actually being taxed. It is a 15% foreign withholding tax, and it only applies to the dividends, not the total growth of the stock.
What is the dividend?
Let's look at the data again. Right now, VFE pays a 12-month yield of just 0.91%. It's tiny. The US government takes 15% of that tiny 0.91%. On a $1,000 investment, that tax is literal pennies.
Oh, people made it sound like I was losing 15% of all my money. But wait, does the TFSA protect me from that tax?
Number, the US government does not care about your TFSA. They take their 15% dividend tax whether you buy the Canadian VFV or the American VOO.
Wait, so if I buy VOO in my TFSA, I pay the huge currency conversion fee to the bank, and I'm still paying the US tax?
Bingo! With VFV, the tax is invisible. The fund manager pays it before you get your payout. With VOO in a TFSA, you save nothing on taxes, but you lose money on currency conversion. So for a TFSA, VFV is just automatically better.
Okay, so is VOO ever the right choice for a Canadian? Why does it even exist as an option for us?
It is the right choice if you are using an RRSP.
Why is the RRSP different from the TFSA?
Because of a tax treaty between Canada and the US. The IRS does recognize the RRSP as an official retirement account. Because of that treaty, if you hold the American ETF, VOO, inside an RRSP, the US waives that 15% dividend tax completely.
Nice! So in my RRSP, I buy VOO and pay 0 US tax?
Exactly. But, and this is a massive but, you still have to buy it with US dollars. Which brings us right back to that nasty 1.5% currency conversion fee at the bank.
So the bank gets my money either way.
Not necessarily. There is a trick to avoid the bank's currency fee. It's called Norbert's Gambit. It's a loophole where you buy a specific Canadian stock and ask your brokerage to journal or flip it over to the US dollar version. It basically bypasses the 1.5% fee.
Didn't we talk about this before?
Yes, we explained the basic idea in our video, Wealth Simple versus Quest Trade. I'll put a card right here.
Is it worth doing all that extra work just to buy VOO for my RRSP?
Here is the golden rule. If you have $10,000 or more to invest at once, yes, do Norbert's Gambit and buy VOO. But if you're just investing $500 a month from your paycheck, no. The stress, the math, and the waiting time aren't worth saving a couple of dollars in taxes. Just buy VFV and keep your life simple. All right, final cheat sheet to screenshot. Using a TFSA? Buy VFV. No question. Using an RRSP with small monthly amounts? Buy VFV. Keep it simple. Using an RRSP with a $10,000 plus lump sum? Learn Norbert's Gambit, convert to US dollars for cheap, and buy VOO to save the tax.
So for me right now, just starting out with my TFSA, I am buying BFB with my Canadian dollars.
That's it. But there is one more secret to making this completely effortless. Remember that tiny 0.91% dividend we talked about?
Yeah, the literal pennies. What do I do with them? Buy half a coffee?
No, you set up a DRIP, a dividend reinvestment plan. Most brokerages let you turn this on for free. Every time VFV pays you those pennies, the app automatically uses them to buy micro slices of more VFV.
So it just reinvests itself? I don't have to log in and do the math?
Exactly. It's a snowball that rolls itself down the hill.
What if the share price goes up? Right now it's $166. But what if next month it's $200 and I only have $50 to invest from my paycheck?
That's where fractional shares come in. You don't need to afford a whole share anymore. You can literally tell your app, buy $50 worth of VFV, and it will give you a fraction of a share. It does not matter if you own 100 shares or 0.25 shares. You are in the market and your money is growing.
You just saved me so much stress. No currency math, no tax stress. I'm buying it today for my TFSA.
Do it! But remember what we talked about last time. Before you transfer any money, make sure you don't accidentally trigger a CRA penalty.
Oh, right, the 1% over contribution penalty. I almost forgot how sneaky those rules are.
Exactly. We made a whole breakdown of those hidden rules so you don't get caught. If you haven't watched it, check this out.
Seriously, guys, watch that before you put a single dollar in.
We'll see you over there.